YouTube fam, what's going on? Today we got our first video on the channel. We're going to be talking about my thoughts after the first 10 games of the NBA season, as you can see by the title. Before we get into things, I just want a little framework for the video. We're going to be trying to spend around 30-45 seconds, minute 30 max on each team if it really gets to that point. Some teams going to get a little longer than others. Doesn't mean I don't watch your team, just means not really much going on for your team. But yeah, let's cut the small talk. Let's just get straight into it. So first on the list, we got the Atlanta Hawks, 6th seed currently in the East. They're sitting at 5-4, and they're top 5 offense right now with Trae Young struggling. He's shooting 36% from the field and 29% from three. I don't think this is Trae Young. I think he's gonna pick it up a little bit, and I think when he starts to pick it up, this team will stay as a top 5 offense. I know it's small sample size, obviously, but I think he's gonna stay. They're going to stay that way. DeJounte Murray shooting 6 threes a game now, which is what they wanted. They wanted him to start getting up some threes, and he's shooting 41%. If he can sustain this or even drop to at least 37, 38, this team's going to be really good. And they got Jalen Johnson as well, chipping in 14 points, shooting 59% from the field. That's a really good bright spot for a team that not necessarily underperformed last year, because the East was really good, but some may think they underperformed. So next up, we got the Celtics. They're 8-2 right now, the 2 seed. Obviously, everybody expected the Celtics to be great. Nobody was expecting them to underperform. I don't think. Jason Tatum playing at an MVP level, Jaylen Brown playing at an All-Star level, along with Porzingis, who's my favorite person on this team right now. Tweet came out earlier today that he's comfortable in the role of being that third star, and I like that. He's aware, he's self-aware that he's not a number 1 guy or really a number 2 guy. He's aware he's a number 3 guy, and he feels most comfortable in that role. And I feel like someone being comfortable in that role as good as Porzingis is going to create success. So I think this team's going to be really good. Not to mention Derek White and Drew Holiday giving you all NBA defense. I think they're both going to easily make the all defensive team. And yeah, this team has a lot of potential. The only thing that scares me is Al Horford. He's only averaging 4 points a game right now. But yeah, I need to see more. I think this team's going to be good regardless, with or without the Al Horford regression. Next up, we got the Brooklyn Nets. Not going to spend too much time here. Cam Thomas is hurt right now. He's averaging 27 a game. Is this sustainable? I'm going to say no. I think he's going to dip down to 23-ish. And I think Mikal's going to actually take a little bit more of the scoring role. He's shooting 26% from 3 right now, and he's averaging 20. What happens when he picks it up to 35%? That's, like, you know what I mean? He's really good. I think this team, like, they have Ben Simmons, they got Claxton. The defense is going to pick up. They've been struggling a little bit. And then they also got Lonnie Walker off the bench, giving them 15. Next up, we got the Hornets. I'm not going to really spend a lot of time here. They're hard to watch for me, in my opinion. LaMelo doesn't really look that good. I'm hoping he picks it up because I enjoy watching LaMelo play. Just hasn't been that good to me. Yeah, I need to see more. Brandon Miller looks really good throughout the first couple games, and so does Mark Williams. I think those guys, when you get into next season, 2 seasons, they're going to be really good for them. And I just hope LaMelo picks it up this year, though, because that's vital to his growth. Next, we got the Bulls. They suck, man. They're not good. Like, they're 4-7. They're the 12 seed. They're not the worst team in the league, but they're not good, man. LaVine and DeMar, that pairing doesn't work anymore. I hope they, stop that. LaVine and the Bulls are agreeing to, like, look at the market, see what's going on there for the trade, and I think that's the best spot for them. I feel bad for Alex Caruso. He's playing really well, and just it's not going to show with Chicago. I hope he gets traded to a contender as well. But yeah, this team needs to blow it up and just restart. Next up is the Cavs. Donovan Mitchell has been holding it down. This team has been not the healthiest as of late. They got Donovan Mitchell averaging 28. I need to see Mobley do more. Garland, you need to do a little more too, but I'm going to give you a break because you haven't played every single game. But Mobley, I don't know what's going on, man. Whenever you play the Knicks, it's like you don't exist. Like, you don't. And you're too good of a player, too good of a talent to not to be a ghost. Like, it's unacceptable, man. You are too good to be going ghost. You guys just got Jared Allen back, so hopefully that makes things easier on you. But yeah, I need to see you and Garland take a jump this year in order for me to see you guys as a contender. I don't see you guys as a contender, and I think a lack of progression can hold you guys back from your fullest potential. Next up is Dallas. They're the 2 seed right now, 8-2. They have the MVP, Luka Doncic. That's my MVP. If you disagree with me, I don't really know why you would, honestly. He's averaging 32, 8, and 8, shooting 10 threes a game and shooting it at 41%. Kyrie hasn't even really gotten into like who he is yet. He's only averaging 23 and like low 40s efficiency. Yeah, Luka's he's taking that jump this year. Like, we've seen that he's a top 5 player already, but he's gonna make that 1 to 2 case this year. They got Derek Lively as a rookie playing really well, good minutes for them. Grant Williams is shooting the ball amazing and playing really good defense. And then they got Tim Hardaway Jr. also averaging 17 for them. I don't think this is a fluke, man. I think this team is an offensive juggernaut, and their defense isn't very good, but they have the pieces. They have people that are good defenders. Next up is Denver, the best team in the league, in my opinion. They're sitting at 8-2 as well. They beat the Nuggets, so they have the tie. I mean, they beat the Mavericks, so they got the tiebreaker. Jokic, MVP candidate as well, 30, 14, and 8. They look good without Jamal Murray. He's been hurt. They still look good without him. MPJ looks really good, picking up some of that slack. The role players have been looking really well for them. KCP, Aaron Gordon, even Julian Strawther had a really good game for them the other night. You got Christian Brown. Like, they got a lot of guys on that team, man. A lot of good talent. And I think it's going to continue. They're going to, run through the league again and make the playoffs, be the 1 seed. But playoff time, there's a lot of guys that might scare them a little bit. Next up, we have my favorite team to watch right now. I think I've watched the most games of them besides the Knicks. That's the Detroit Pistons. They're the 15th seed right now, sitting at 2-9. They're not good, but they're fun. They got Cade Cunningham. He's the head of the snake. I've been vouching for Cade for a while. Like, it's a little hard to watch with him, I will say. Averaging 5 turnovers a game, and he's averaging 6 assists. The assist-to-turnover ratio is poor. Only shooting 4.5 free throws a game. He's averaging 22 points a game. Put it into perspective how much he could be averaging if he gets to the line more. And Asar Thompson needs to be talked about in these Rookie of the Year talks, man. He's averaging 11 and 10 with 2 blocks and a steal. Like, the guy's unreal. I don't know why this is just the Wemby Chet race. Asar Thompson is playing really, really good basketball, man. He needs to get talked about. Next up, we got Golden State. Get Curry some help. That's really it. Curry's averaging 30, shooting 45% from 3, making 5 a game. Clay, I think you need to become a little more self-aware, man. You're not the guy you were in 2016 anymore. It's 2023. I think you need to realize some of the shots you take aren't good shots. I think Wiggins, you've been really disappointing this year. And CP3, I need you to turn back the clock a little bit. The beginning of the season, you looked good. Now it's just like, eh. And if you guys can't figure this out, I think you guys might just be a play-in team this year. And that's scary, having Steph Curry on the roster. Next up, we got the Rockets. I don't believe in this team. They've won 6 in a row. That's impressive. They beat the Nuggets the other day. I don't think they're a playoff team. I think they're a play-in team. Şengün as the hub works, man. He's averaging 19, 8, and 6. It works. Last year, I don't even remember who their coach was. He did not know how to use Şengün properly. He was sitting out a lot of fourth quarters. Like, it wasn't good over there. But now they're using him correctly, and they're winning games. Dylan Brooks playing really well. Jalen Green and Fred. The only way I think this team stays good is it's on you guys. You guys have to become more efficient. I know the mold of player you guys are. You guys aren't really meant to be efficient players. I understand that. But I don't see you guys being any higher than a playing team if you guys aren't efficient. Next up is the Pacers. Tyrese Halliburton, He's a superstar. He averaged 24, 4, and 12 with 2 turnovers. A 6-to-1 turnover ratio. From my time of watching basketball, I don't know a player that has had a 6-to-1 turnover ratio. Like, that's unreal. Like, that's really good. Miles Turner's also playing at an all-star level. He's averaging 18 on 52, 40, 80. Ben Mathurin shows you flashes. And I think Tyrese can carry this team to the playoffs. Tyrese Halliburton is that good. Right now, Tyrese Halliburton is the best point guard in the East. The best point guard in the East is Tyrese Halliburton. And we're going to get to Damian Lillard in a little bit. I know Damian Lillard's in the East, but we'll get to him. But right now, Tyrese Halliburton is the best point guard in the East. Next up is the Clippers. I really didn't think I was going to be spending a lot of time on teams, but this one, I have no choice, man. James Harden, you're my favorite player. I've defended you numerous amount of times when you haven't performed in the playoffs. I'm aware of it, but I still try and defend you. I try and cut you some slack because I understand the positions you have been in. But you forced your way out of Philly, and you're not making this Clippers team look better. They're currently on a 5-game losing streak, and they're 0-4 with you there. They look worse when you're on the floor, if I'm being honest with you. The individual stats of all these guys on the team don't look too bad, but when you're watching the game, it looks bad, man. Like, James, man, I need you to figure this out. Like, I know this team needs time to gel, and I believe Tyronn Lue can figure it out, but James, this is really all on you. If you don't change your style of play at 33, 34 years old, there's going to be an issue. You're never going to win. I want you to win. I want you to get that ring, and I don't think you're going to do it on the path you're on. So I hope you figure it out, and the Clippers, I hope you guys figure it out as well and become a good team again. But yeah, this team doesn't look good right now. Next, the Lakers. Lake Show! LeBron is still top 10. That's why he's the GOAT. Yeah, he's year 21, playing all of the fourth quarter, basically every game. Still top 10. Anthony Davis playing at a Defensive Player of the Year level, but also at an MVP level. People are asleep on AD. He's both sides of the ball, man. He's doing it. I don't think this team has a true number 3 option, which is actually, I think, better for them. It puts less pressure on guys like Austin Reeves, Rui, D'Lo, Cam Reddish, Christian Wood. It puts a lot less pressure on them to perform because anybody can perform for them that night. Like, if D'Lo gives you 20, that's your third option right there. But then you have a game where it's Austin Reeves, you have Rui, Cam Reddish the other night against the Suns. Like, you have a lot of guys on that team, and that's why I think they're scary. The only problem is they never blow teams out. And I think that's going to change. I hope it changes because they need it. And this team's good, though. They're going to be, my opinion, top 3 seed. Top 3, top 4. Next, the Memphis Grizzlies. I'm not going to spend too much time on this team. They're not good. They need Ja Morant to come back. Damn. I think their best bet is tanking this season, getting a high draft pick, and yeah. Next up is the Miami Heat. Shout out Bam. Bam is playing the best basketball he's played in his whole career. We've wanted this version of Bam 2 years ago. We're getting it now. At least we're getting it. You know, he has so much talent, and he's really good, man. I just hope that everyone on that team stays healthy. Tyler Herro's hurt again. And I don't know if the roster is good enough to make them true contenders. Like last year, I said the same thing, and I'll stand on this again. I don't know if they're going to be contenders, but Bam is showing that he can hold his own for them while Jimmy's not doing nothing. Next up, we got the Milwaukee Bucks. Giannis and Dame, man, that duo, I don't know. Giannis, you've looked great the time Dame has been out. Put up 50. And you've been playing really, really well these last few games. So I'm going to cut you some slack. But Damian Lillard, after game 1, of the regular season, what have you done? This team is 6-4. You guys are supposed to be the favorites to come out the East. You haven't done anything. You've been hurt for like, what, 2-3 games now? Okay. But you're averaging 22. Everybody loves to talk about, oh, if Damian Lillard and Steph Curry were to switch roles, Damian Lillard would have the same career as Steph Curry. Would he? Would he? I don't think so, man. Like, Steph Curry has a bad roster around him right now. Those guys are not playing good. He doesn't have a guy playing at this level Giannis does. And he's still leading his team to pretty good. You haven't done nothing, man. Like, right now you're not a top 5 point guard. You're on the brink of the top 10. In order for this team to perform, you need to be Damian Lillard. If you're not Damian Lillard, this team doesn't do anything. You have Chris Middleton averaging 11. The defense sucks right now. I still believe in this team, but I don't know how much I have to believe in Damian Lillard to be Damian Lillard. And that's the truth. Next up, we got Minnesota. Ant-Man is here. Number 1 defense. Gobert looks like the Gobert in Utah. He looks really good. Cat is averaging 19 right now, and I still think this isn't even the best version of Cat we can get right now. Naz Reid looks like he's going to win 6th Man of the Year potentially, and the growth of Anthony Edwards is the reason this team is going to be good this year. I thought they were a play-in team. I've completely changed my mind. I'm bought in. This team's going to finish as a top 3 seed. Next up is the Pelicans. They don't look good. They're always hurt. Jose is out. Najee Marshall is out a little bit. Brandon Ingram missed a couple games. Zion has missed a game. CJ McCollum's hurt right now. They just can't catch a break with the injuries, but that's not even my main concern right now. Zion Williamson is averaging 22 points a game. You've been healthy majority of the season. I think you played 8 games out of 10. You don't look good at all. Every time I watch a Pelicans game and I see you with the ball and you try to make a move, you're either fumbling the ball, you're bouncing the ball off your foot or your leg. Like, you don't look good. You just came up at the presser the other day talking about, like, it's hard to buy in. It's hard to buy into you. Like, what are you doing for this team that they should put all their trust in you? I don't get it. It makes no sense to me. You haven't done anything in this league yet. You've averaged 26 a game and then you've gotten hurt. All you do is complain and get hurt. You haven't been on the floor consistently enough to complain like you do. So until I see something from you, I can't put you in the top 15. I don't even know if I can put you in the top 20 this year. So you need to show something, man. You need to bring this team back because it's ridiculous what you're doing. You have Brandon Ingram right next to you and this is what you're doing. It's ridiculous. Next up is my Knicks. They just gave me like an array of teams that I'm just like going off on right now. The Knicks. What are we doing? We're a top 5 defense and we're 5-5. Julius Randle thinks he's Kobe Bryant, taking mid-range fadeaways, mid-range contested shots for no reason. No reason. You don't need to do that. You have Jalen Brunson, RJ Barrett, Emmanuel Quickley, Quentin Grimes, Mitchell Robinson, Josh Hart, Dante DiVincenzo. You have guys on your team. Pass the ball, man. Brunson, your efficiency is down. I don't expect that to be the case. And RJ, God, I hope this is you. I hope this is the version of you we continue to get. Thank you for playing as well as you have, because I have not believed in you for a long time, and I haven't been a believer, and you're proving me wrong right now. So please continue. I just hope this team picks it up. I think they will pick it up. They always usually start the season pretty bad, but this season in particular, they need to pick it up fast because the East is good. Next up is OKC. Shea's playing really well. 30 points a game again. J-Dub took a bigger step than I thought he was. He's averaging 17 right now. Chet, Rookie of the Year potentially. Him and Wemby really the 1 and 2 right now. And Giddey, not a lot of people might think this. I don't think. I think Giddey's the odd man out. Like, I don't think this is where he's gonna be. He's averaging 12 points a game right now. Josh Giddey is too good of a talent to be averaging 12 points a game. Some may say he could be averaging more if he wanted to take more shots. Absolutely. But there's too many mouths to feed on that team. OKC has to make some decisions real soon on what's going to be the core of that team. I thought Giddey could be a part of that core, but what I'm watching right now, I don't know if he can be a part of that core. I think he's the odd man out. Next up is Orlando. Orlando is the number 2 defense right now. I was actually very unaware of this. Yeah, they're a good defensive team, but number 2 wasn't expecting that. Paolo, his game has matured a lot, and you can also see on the defensive side of the ball, he caring. He's averaging 19, 7, and 5 assists. The 5 assists is what jumps out to me the most because he didn't look like he was going to be a playmaker. He looked like he was going to be a straight scorer. And him maturing this early to realize I got to pass the ball in order to win makes his potential go from like here, where it already was really high, to up here. That's scary when a player that young realizes he can pass the ball. It's scary, man. I think Suggs is showing a lot of promise. I think Anthony Black needs a little more minutes. I think he can be a big piece on this team. And Franz, he's playing really well, 18 a game. I think his efficiency numbers could go up a little bit, but he's playing really well too. Next up, we got Philly. Embiid, he's passing the ball this year. 6 assists a game. That playmaking that everybody wanted him to get. Everybody was like, oh, the separation between him and Jokic is the playmaking. He's not Jokic. But he's a good playmaker now. He's showing he can become a good playmaker. And then he has Tyrese Maxey on the other hand, giving him 28 a game. That's the most improved player. Has to be. 20th pick. First, 4 years were like, eh. Well, first 4 years, slowly progressing. And this year, he takes the big jump. This is the most improved player for me. 50, 40, 90 right now. They haven't lost since their first game of the season. They're 8-1. They're the best team in the league. They're a problem, man. They have Tobias averaging 20. They got Oubre. Get well soon, man. They have him averaging 16 too on efficient 16 points. I think the team has the potential this year to make a deep playoff run. They have the depth to do it, and they have the talent. And I think Embiid is tired of these talks, man. I think this is the year Embiid shows everybody he can lead a team, and I hope he does. He's that good of a player, and I have him second in MVP. Next up is Phoenix. This team's good, honestly. Anyone that knows basketball knows when Devin Booker comes back and when Bradley Beal gets his feet under him better and just adjusts, this team's going to be really good. The health is the only thing that really concerns me with this team. A lot of guys that miss time. Even Booker misses time, man. He wasn't really like that. Now he's starting to miss time. KD's averaging 30, still being KD. This team's gonna be good. I just need to see more and how they gel together. But this team's easily gonna be a top 6 seed, and I don't know if they're contenders, but I don't know if they're real contenders. Next up, we got Portland. Just talked about DeAndre Ayton's former team, the Suns. DeAndre Ayton looks awful. Plain and simple. Keep hearing about dominating. He finally gets his opportunity. He's going to be good. He's going to average 20 and 10 now if he gets the opportunity. He's having the opportunity and still not doing anything. Shaedon Sharpe looks like the best player on this team. Let me rephrase that. He is the best player on this team. He's averaging 19 on 15 shots. Pretty efficient, 44%-ish. Scoot, when he was on the floor, he's hurt right now. Didn't look too well, but they got to just let him play and just learn the game better. As a point guard, it's hard. So I think he'll be fine, though. Next up is the Kings. With De'Aaron Fox out, this team still managed to stay 500, which is important. 2-3 games is big in the Western Conference. This team has 12 teams that could really contend, man. 11 to 12 teams that could really contend now that the Rockets are there, you know? But yeah, Fox in his 4 games averaging 30. Sabonis basically doing what he did last year. I just think Keegan Murray needs to take a bigger jump, and I was hoping Malik Monk would take a bigger jump based off what we saw last year. But again, you don't know. Maybe it comes a little later in the season. But I don't see this team declining. They're going to not be the 3 seed probably, but I don't see a decline like most people think where they're going to have a major drop off. Next up is the Spurs. Wemby is all we hear about this team most of the time, but I want to talk about Devin Vassell really quick. Devin Vassell, when he's been on the floor, has been their second best, maybe their best player, because Wemby's been really good. But yeah, he's showing that he's gonna be a part of the core in San Antonio for sure, and I'm a big Vassell guy. I think he can score the ball very, very well. But Wemby, 19-8, 2.5 blocks. I just think the scary part is he doesn't even know the NBA game yet fully. It's like he doesn't realize how easy he can score in the paint yet. And when he realizes that, that's the scary part. He shoots a lot of jumpers. When he finally realizes he can just get the ball, lay it up like with ease, it's going to be big differences. Like, you're going to see it in a year. Next up is Toronto. Again, 500 team, 5-5. They're the 10th seed. Number 4 defense, though. They have a lot of good defenders on that team. And Scottie's showing he's the face of that franchise. He's going to be he's averaging 20, 10, and 6, a steal and a block. Like, he's doing everything. He fills up the stat sheet. And he's also shooting threes now. Like, I don't think this team even needs to really rebuild. They have a lot of pieces that they could just make minor tweaks with, and you guys easily become a playoff team and then let them build. Now you're contenders. Next up is the Jazz. I just think they need to hit a full reset. Laurie's really good, playing like an all-star. He's averaging 24 and 8. But yeah, they need to just let the young guys play. Embrace the rebuild. Let the young guys play. Trey Jordan Clarkson, like Trey Kelly Olynyk. Let these guys learn to play. And last but not least, my probably least watched team just because of how bad they are. The Washington Wizards. They suck. Jordan Poole, not who we thought you were, buddy. That's it. You're not who we thought you were. Kuzma, you need to get traded to a contender. You're good, bro. You need to help a team win. Come back to LA. Come to New York. No, don't come to New York. I lied. Go back to LA. That's you, bro. But that concludes today's video. I want to say thank you guys all for the support on the Twitch streams that we've been having. I haven't been very consistent on there, and I'm going to try to be a little more often on there and just give you guys different content, giving you guys whatever you want, whatever you guys find most entertaining is what I'm going to do. I want to hear a lot of feedback on this video, so if you guys could like and comment on this video and tell me what you want to hear, what you want to see from me, and whether this was really entertaining to you or whether it wasn't. I want to really know and get to know what you guys like so I can give you guys what you want. I also want to be able to find stuff that I like too, but I also want to give you guys what you want, because I have to find that balance, because I have to grow, and I want to be able to help you guys really enjoy this and be along on the journey with me. The first few subscribers I have, you guys are going to be here throughout the whole journey of my YouTube and streaming career. So I want to know what you guys really think. So if you guys could, that would be really appreciated. But yeah, that's all I got for you guys. Like, comment, subscribe, tell your friends about the video, share it, repost it, do everything you can. Please, it means a lot. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace.